Broadcasting from Hollywood, it's the official On Air with Brandon J podcast. Here we go.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to On Air with Brandon J. I'm Brandon. Joined by special guest, Los Angeles comedian, recording artist, entrepreneur, talk show host, Mr. Marc Gordon. Marc, how are you today, sir?
I'm great, Brandon. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Let's talk about your EP, Thoughts and Prayers. I want to know what inspired the title of this EP.
That is a great question. So the song Thoughts and Prayers is about gun violence. And I was just so tired that politicians are doing nothing and just offering thoughts and prayers. And so I focused the song mostly about schools, but I talked about other topics too, like New York State or Texas, Texas allowing so many guns. New York tried to have more gun restriction. The Supreme Court said no. So I was just like, enough is enough. And I want to use this for charities and money. Yeah.
And I think too, man, I mean, to add on to that, there have been so many catastrophic events, and I'll just name some of the most recent ones, right? You got these different shootings in the schools. Now you got things happening in the malls across America, Atlanta, Georgia, Lenox Mall. I mean, in my hometown of Columbia, South Carolina, when is enough enough? When is it going to be enough?
Well, and that's exactly it. Like, we know what the problem is. The guns are the problem. But then instead of making more restrictions, I went after a lot of Republicans because they're the ones who are allowing like the deregulation, which I mentioned in the song, like Texas, boom, they wanted to lower it to 18 to get assault rifle. You don't need an assault rifle. Nobody needs an assault rifle. So yeah, enough is enough. And the fact that no one's doing anything at all is really sad. It's like, how many people, you can't go anywhere, like 4th of July or different picnics or just walking down the street. You're constantly worried about somebody shooting off into the crowd.
So Marc, you've identified a problem, right? It's a major problem, and it's unfortunate that it's such a major problem across not even the U.S. by itself, right? But the entire globe. So how could someone educate our youth about the importance of avoiding gun violence and things of that nature?
Yeah, it seems like the youth is the one that's kind of driving the restriction, and it's the older generation or the ones who are standing in the way. Meanwhile, like, you listen to some of the politicians, like Ted Cruz, for example. He's like, we need to have police running around the school. The police didn't do anything in Uvalde. And who wants to go to school? Like, does anybody want to have like 20 police officers when you're in high school? Like, nobody wants that, or have locking like prison-like doors. So that's obviously not the issue. And the kids are like, enough is enough. We don't want to have to live like this.
Oh, come on, Marc. We want lockdown, right? We want people to tell us when we have a curfew.
Right, exactly. I'm sure you would love to have police officers roaming the schools, right?
No, thank you, my friend. No, thank you.
Right? So yeah, it's sad. And that's why what I learned was, by doing these type of songs, instead of, like, if I get up and lecture people just tune you out. But if I'm able to entertain you and I can drop some knowledge on you, well, then we got a whole different story. So
you got something there. There's the narrative that you're painting. It makes sense. I mean, at the end of the day.
Right. And I started off doing my first album the first couple songs I did were I made fun of Donald Trump, and I did like a cartoon video, and I pretended it was baby Trump. So like, that one got me a lot of play. And a lot of it was, at the time, there's a lot of anti-Trump, at least around me, a lot of people that I know. And the same concept, I'm like, I could get there and lecture you and write stuff online, but if I do a song, then boom, I can like strike through and you'll listen to it again. I even had people who were pro-Trump listen to it and like, all right, that's funny. So like that was a pattern I did. So I did that. I did one against Mitch McConnell. Then I did one pro Bernie Sanders, which was really cool. The campaign wrote to me. And then I did some other songs that won like awards. And all this was from the pandemic. Like I was just sitting around, and I did one rap song when I did stand up a cappella, and I'm like, I just really love doing music, and I just learned how to do all the stuff, and I built a green screen in my place and started doing videos.
You know what's crazy? You speak about rap songs, and I see what's happening in the current media. And Coolio, one of the biggest rappers of the 1990s with Gangsters in Paradise and all that, just died at age 59. And it is crazy to see how quickly someone of that magnitude can be gone. And yeah, the music does make a lasting impression. It lasts even when these individuals, leave.
You made a great point. I mean, like you said, like Coolio, his big hits were in the 90s, and we're still talking about him like 30 years later. So you're right. The impact. I was just watching, what was it, the Elvis movie, and I don't know if you saw that. It was.
I did not see that film. Was it a good film?
It was really good. And I wasn't like an Elvis fan. I was like, all right, Elvis, but like, I wasn't like, I didn't listen to like a lot of his songs. I came away, I'm like, wow, like blown away on the amount, like the impact that he had.
And next thing we know, Marc Gordon, ladies and gentlemen, is going to do a remake of an Elvis song.
Oh, that would be hilarious to do that. Yes. Ain't
Very
Nothing But
cool,
a Hound
man.
Dog is a rap song.
Marc, I got a question for you. I know you're about to start this new show. You're a talk show host. Tell us about this new show, man.
I'm joining the ranks. I'm trying to try to be as good as you as a talk show host.
Hey, dude. Hey, welcome. Join the club. It's one of those things that's it's a never ending battle, to say the least.
Yeah, I'm sure. Mine is basically, I want to highlight all the positive aspects of cannabis. So we want to show you like dispensaries. We want to show grow houses, get people off opioids, rather have people using weed than opioids, getting soldiers or PTSD cannabis. So those are like some of the stories and topics we want to get into. Celebrities who got their own brands. Like I want to be able to hang with some of the Marleys or like Seth Rogen or Snoop, smoke their product, hang out.
There it is, man. Hey, Snoop. What's interesting about Snoop? It doesn't matter how old this guy gets. There's never a dull moment with Snoop Dogg, aka Snoop Lion. I had the opportunity of hanging out and partying with him years ago at the Palms Hotel in Vegas, and I still remember that because I'm talking about it in 2022. If that says anything.
I mean, most people are like, I remember seeing Snoop, and then after like just the secondhand smoke around it, they're like, I don't remember anything after that. Was it like that for you?
It was the Up in Smoke tour.
Oh, nice.
Hey man, where can people follow you that are going to see this interview and hear this on all platforms?
Okay, so if you go to like Instagram, Marc with a C, S Gordon, Facebook, Marc Gordon, and then the TikTok, also Marc Gordon, I think like 771.
Marc Gordon, comedian, recording artist. Look out for Thoughts in Prayer. Stream it on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal. The list goes on all your streaming platforms. Marc, thank you for being a special guest today. Congrats on the new talk show, and thank you for sharing your story, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Take care.
Thank you. I'm Brandon. We'll see you next time here on Air with Brandon J. Goodbye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to On Air with Brandon J. Follow on Instagram at I am Brandon J.